Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Sean.
Oh man, that was like a gravelly Sean.
How are you?
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
How are you?
I love kicking ass and taking names.
Oh man. Well, I just finished reading our book for this week, so I'm feeling pretty manly.
Oh yeah, so much testosterone.
Yeah.
Put it in my veins. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So the other day, because we were out on Friday night, we're trying to figure out like stuff to talk about. So I picked up a few things.
Oh, that's right.
I have first and foremost, I have this Ultimate Guide to G.I. Joe, 1982 to 1994. This is a just a book, basically. So there's a website called yojo.com that occasionally I'll frequent because I just want to look at G.I. Joes. I don't know why. I just like looking at the variations and just reading information about them. But this is in book form, and it tells you like prices and stuff, and kind of gives you a little bit of background about the
Like the
figure, but also like the because they had always come with those file cards, and they'd have stories on them, and sometimes there's stories about characters and stuff. And although you could tell though, like for the first like 4 to 6 years of the line, the guy that wrote this book is like, yeah, this is cool. We talk about this. This is cool. And then he kind of gets to the end. He gets past that point, and he's just kind of like, meh. Here's a guy. He kind of gets, doesn't really, there's not much to it. And
maybe there just isn't much to be said about that specific guy.
The funny thing is I could probably say a lot of things about all those guys and just be rambling mess, much like the show, where I would just be like, I was like, well, this guy looks like this, and I had this guy in 1989, and my brother buried it in the backyard over the winter. Yeah. And I didn't find
it. People want to read in a book about G.I. Joes.
Sometimes you do. That's actually what I thought the brilliance was of that NES book that I bought, the Pat the NES Nerds NES book, which he's doing an SNES one, which I did buy. Oh man. It's digital, but I will go back and reread that because there's just they'll like talk about a game, and they'll just talk about the mechanics of the game and kind of say if it's shitty or whatever. And then they'll like have some like little personal anecdote at the end of it, from one of the writers, and it's entertaining as fuck. And that's kind of what I was hoping this book would be. Not that much. I kind of feel like it's just one dude being like, yeah, well, instead of just getting a bunch of guys that are really into G.I. Joe and be like, yeah, I had this in my pocket for a decade. Because I could throw a few stories.
Some guy just walking around with one G.I. Joe in his pocket for 10 years.
I mean, it's a pretty good sized book. It's a beautiful book.
Wallet, keys, G.I. Joe figure. All right, ready to go out on the town.
Wallet, phone, keys, Joe. Yeah, I am enjoying this. And also, I picked up the Lego DC Comics Villains game because it was on sale for like $20 at GameStop, and I've been kind of looking at it, ever since. Every time I go in there, I always just check to see if it goes down in price because I want to get it, but I didn't want to spend full price for it.
Yeah.
And at some point, I figured, well, maybe I'll have to buy it used or something like that. And I didn't have to buy it because it was on sale.
Yeah.
And our buddy Joe bought it as well. I could tell he's playing it because he's getting the trophies.
It's very exciting.
And I just beat it today. I just finished the main story.
Oh, well, you still have to go back and get all the others.
But now I have to, because you only get you're only 20% done with the game. Pretty much, or 25% done with the game once you finish that part. And then you have to go back and help all the people do things,
right,
and then you
find the stuff,
and then you have to replay all the levels, get all the things you couldn't get the first time because you didn't have all the characters, and then you got to do all the races and stuff. Like I just did a thing where you help Booster Gold get selfies with people that don't want to meet him.
That don't want to?
That don't want, because he's running around being like, "Hey, Booster Gold, hey, I'm here to take your picture. Could you believe it? I'm Booster Gold." And people are just like, "Ew, don't post this." Because the Lego games
they're fun,
deceptively funny. Because there's just I always remember in the last Marvel one they did, there's just somebody walking around being like, "Kofif, what's that?" Because there's stuff they'll talk about that's it's in the real world. And there's one guy actually I thought was funny. There's this one guy who I just saw today. I think he said something like, "Lower taxes for the rich. That's great. People that earn more should have to pay less." or just said something like that because you're walking around like LexCorp
the city or whatever.
Yeah, there's walking around the city, and so you guys go to Smallville.
Uh-huh.
There's a Smallville part. I haven't hung around Smallville.
How many chickens and pigs are in Smallville?
There's chickens and pigs everywhere.
Well, there always is.
Because the Lego games are just adorable.
Yes.
Because people are throwing chickens and pigs and nobody's really dying.
Nobody dies.
There's actually one of my favorite things I just discovered today is when you get Darkseid, you play as Darkseid, and everybody's got sometimes they have this idling motion where they just do some sort of animation, and Darkseid's idling motion is he takes a bunch of parademons and he starts juggling the parademons and then he blows them up with his Omega effect.
Oh, who had the bear?
Oh, that was an Abomination. Abomination would just all of a sudden pull out a bear and just go
and just hug it.
There's this one part I think it was the first game the first Marvel game where the Hulk and Abomination are fighting, and when they're fighting, Abomination just pulls out a bear and Hulk's just like ooh, and he pets it. Because it's just fucking.
It's adorable.
It's adorable and it's fun and it's just a very freeing game because you just fly around and you could literally do nothing. You could literally just go find things and just smash into them.
Oh man.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of there's a lot of these little bits in between, kind of like how in the last Marvel game where they have J. Jonah Jameson talking, and this one it's Lois Lane is reporting and she's with Jimmy Olsen, and. At one point, Jimmy Olsen has a pet alligator or something like that because the alligator's just walking around going I don't know. It's hard to explain because there's so much little shit going on. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Neat.
So yeah. What else did we do? Well, we went to Mile High Comics.
We did go to Mile High.
Well, because we were gonna go see.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of had the wrong timing because, we had my dad's birthday, so we did some family shit, and then we were like, hey, let's go, to Home Depot or whatever, because I want to buy paint, because I want to paint some things. And then we're like, well, we're going to go to Mile High because there's this all ages drag show tonight. We're like, cool, but we want to be able to walk around because Mile High closes at 5. And we're like, neat. So we got there 3:30. Putzed around, looked at all this shit. It was fun. I found the first issue of Cinder and Ash, which we've talked about.
We have talked about it, yeah.
Before. And I finally picked up Detective Comics 1000, because I thought that was, I should probably have that. We just kind of putzed around, and then we were like, oh man, drag show's supposed to start at 5. We only have 20 minutes left. Might as well hang out. And then I looked on Facebook and it was doors at 5. The show doesn't start till 6. We were like, fuck it. So
because the thing is they have to close the store and they gotta do all their bullshit.
Yeah, and then I was just like, I don't want to sit at this just sit here for another hour.
Yeah.
So we left.
Especially if I can't just walk around and look at things.
Right. No, it's closed.
Because it's closed. I mean, there's nothing preventing you from walking around
besides the employees.
Besides the employees.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't buy anything. I don't know. I mean, I could just easily just walk around and be like, "Ooh, look at that!"
Another hour.
But
we were already there for fucking 90 minutes.
That's the thing, though. We were already there for 90 minutes. There's only so much I could do.
Yeah.
It's a huge store, though.
Oh yeah, it's gigantic.
I love it.
They just got a bunch of stuff in because I guess they had to close. Apparently, it had a Lakewood location.
Did they?
Yeah, but they closed it because So now it's just the Jason Street, the big ass warehouse.
I feel like that should just be the case, anyways.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of comic book stores in the Denver area. I think but for a place like Mile High, just having all your stuff in one place, I don't know. I just think it works. But
yeah, no. So I thought it was good, and we picked up some stuff, and
yeah, I picked up a few. I picked up our book for today,
as
well as some Justice League Task Force I needed. And what else did I get here? I'm looking. Primal Force Zero, got that. Also, Death Metal, which is a special appearance by Alpha Flight. I'm on board with that. And also another issue of the Random USA Agent miniseries from, when the frig is this from? Because I have, when is this from? 2001.
Ooh.
Which, yeah. So I picked that up. I wanted to get some action figures, but.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is they have this deal where you can get 2 or 4, I think it's 4 figures for $10 from a certain portion. I think they have a deal. So it's pretty good. But a lot of those figures are kind of busted. Okay. I mean, and most of the stuff there that I've already bought from there, I already have, so I don't need anything else from there, at least from that particular section.
Right.
I mean, there's other stuff they have there that I would love to pick up, but those are priced, higher. So I'm just like, I don't want to do it, and then I was about to buy, Beast, Marvel Infinite Beast, the Gray Beast, which I still want, but I just didn't want to spend, $15 on it, which is, I mean, the prices on the action figures, to be perfectly honest, are not that out of the range, especially if you're looking on like eBay or something like that. I mean, it's a secondary market. At the same time, I just a lot of times just don't want to pay for it. I just feel like I can do better somewhere else. So, and I'm almost, just right now, and a lot of times I'm just focusing on my cable figures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very close to having the entire collection of Marvel cable figures. Marvel, not Marvel, but Marvel Toy Biz. I don't know why, but I just want them all. Sometimes you gotta have goals. Yeah,
this is a good goal.
It is a good goal. It's a goal that it's one of those things where it's like, if I just, I'm having a bad day, it's like, what? You need to focus on that. And it's sometimes I'll buy it online. Sometimes I'll find it out in the wild.
Uh-huh.
I think that's something that I enjoy about kind of how we buy comics and stuff.
We find them in the wild.
We will go out of our way. Like, I could easily, if I really want every issue of Alpha Flight that I don't have yet, I could go go online and try to order them somehow from like a store that has them. But
it's not as fun.
It's not as fun when I can just go to the store, to like a Mile High or something, and just spend some time looking through a bunch of dollar boxes and finding exactly what I need. I think, and sometimes, I come across stuff that I didn't know I needed. It's like today's book.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't need it.
No, nobody needs it.
Nobody needs it.
Never should have existed, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss it. So, so there's that, and I guess last thing. So we just saw Us.
Yeah.
On Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you think of the movie?
I enjoyed it. I liked it. I really appreciate the fact that there's somebody like Jordan Peele out there who's just making fucking weird ass horror movies. That
are extremely popular.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I'm like, oh, this isn't a remake of shit. This isn't a superhero movie. This isn't some crazy big budget Oscar bait movie. This is just a fucking horror movie.
Well, he is doing a remake.
Yeah, I know he's going to do a remake, but I'm saying, like, Us isn't a remake.
No, right. I mean, he's obviously established himself.
Yeah. So, I mean, like,
those two movies.
Get Out wasn't a remake either. But I'm just saying, like, I like the fact that he's just like, here's a fucking movie that's not based on anything else. It's fucking weird. It's got this weird shit in it. Parts of it are going to go, what? And that's okay. And it's shot really well. The visuals are beautiful. The colors are beautiful in it. I mean, I enjoyed it. I really did. I feel like Lupita Nyong'o deserves some sort of award.
She might get one
for what she did, because she plays two characters, and that's not really a spoiler.
Wait, does she play the?
Yes, she's both of them.
Is she really both? I thought it was.
No, she's both.
Was there wigs?
Oh, there were definitely wigs.
So I have a question. So. Because I can't remember the actor's name, but M'Baku, did he also play two characters? I don't think it was the same guy.
It was, but I think they gave him weird facial hair. Because they were all the same. They just had different hair and some different makeup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, those are good actors.
Yeah.
Wait, so how... I have so many questions now.
Why?
No, I don't know. Just because,
I'm sure they had doubles and shit.
Well, because they had, fight scenes and stuff.
They had doubles.
I know, but
obviously,
I don't understand Hollywood.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty good. That's a pretty good effort all around to make a movie like that happen.
Yeah.
So
lots of bunnies in that movie too.
Also, a lot of bunnies. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it because, I don't want to spoil it because people should go see it, but it's something.
Yeah.
It's definitely
something.
And what I like about it is that Jordan Peele is embracing the parts of horror, like the kind of like the Dario Argento, like the weird Italian, just strange stuff that, you watch. I mean, it's not strange to the people who make it, and to maybe to like to to like a European culture,
right,
or whatever. I mean, I don't know what that means, but
I think it's pretty obvious that he's like a student of Italian horror.
As I say, he's a student of a lot of different,
lot of them. But I mean, you can definitely see like there's a couple visuals in there that are just very like from that school that are just sort of fucking out of left field.
He should make a Giallo movie, which is basically just a horror movie, an Italian horror movie without like the horror, just like slasher.
Yeah.
Like just straight, like, I mean, he's really good at this genre filmmaking, and I'm certain he's going to try some other stuff,
Yeah, and I haven't been able to see the Twilight Zone yet. I am interested.
I keep hearing mixed reviews, but I also hear it from a lot of different angry people, from people that are just like,
Well, I mean, the original Twilight Zone, too, was hit or miss. Like, it's kind of like watching the X-Files, where it's like, some of those episodes are fucking amazing, and they knock them out of the park, like, especially the Monsters of the Week.
Yeah.
And some of them are not so much.
Right. No, that's true.
You know what I mean? And it's going to be a hit or miss when you're doing that sort of stuff. So I don't understand why everybody's like, it's not exactly perfect. And I'm like, nothing is, dude.
I really actually, just speaking of Twilight Zone, we were watching a few episodes recently, and I'm not a guy who's watched
I haven't watched a ton of them.
I've never watched a ton of Twilight Zone. Not because I don't want to. It's just it's never been like a thing where I'm like, time for Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
But
my dad used to love the Twilight Zone.
I'm not surprised.
Yep.
But we were watching a few of it, and I was just like, this stuff is fun.
Yeah, some of it's really fun.
It's just fun because it's from the 60s, so like, it's not, it just doesn't have all the pizzazz and everything that you get from like a Black Mirror or whatever.
Yeah, but that's kind of great. Like the first one, because it's on Netflix, so it's like here's the first Twilight Zone ever, and it's literally just one actor until the very end.
Yeah, it's
one actor talking to himself, walking around a bunch of fucking sets, trying to figure out what's wrong. And that's what it is.
And that's what they put out. That was a TV show that ran a long time. That was the first
episode of that show, and you're just like, holy shit, they pulled that off back then.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And so and then what else? I'm trying to think. We saw some previews.
We did see some previews. We saw the preview for Ma, which I'm interested to see.
I saw the preview. I saw that preview
I've seen it too.
I've seen it beforehand, yeah, and I was like, this is interesting. This is pretty fucked up.
Yeah, because at first you're just like, oh, okay, it's going to be like a teenager getting, whatever, going to have a party. And then it just takes a fucking turn.
Uh-huh.
Which I kind of love.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that one. We also saw, what's that one? Olivia Wilde's movie,
Booksmart?
Booksmart. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
I think that looks cool.
And then there was I forgot what the movie was called. Lucy in the Sky. It's John Hamm in space.
Oh yeah, John Hamm in space.
Which sometimes I'm at this point now. Anytime I see John Hamm doing something,
I'm always happy.
I'm always happy because I'm always like, okay, he's doing something. Because it's not like he's ever since Mad Men ended, like I'm sure he's not hurting for things.
No, he's
but
not
at the same time, he's not really like. It's not like. Here's the new John Hamm show, or here's the new John Hamm movie. Like he's done stuff, but
it's so weird too because I know he was always saying that like, before he landed Mad Men, he didn't really, he had been a struggling actor for a long time. He had been like, fucking set dresser on a porn set.
Oh yeah, no, he's done everything. Yeah,
yeah, because he was really just didn't have any luck getting cast, and he would like blow all these auditions because he like thought he was. He got too nervous or whatever. And so finally he gets this big break that he's been waiting for. He does it, and it becomes this iconic character that he'll never fucking shake, and now he can't really do anything else.
Right, yeah.
I do feel a little bit
I bet he gets a ton of shit there, like, it's Don Draper in space, which maybe this movie is. I don't know.
It's Don Draper, and he's like, nah.
It's Don Draper on a boat.
He will show up in, like, weird, random shit, because, he, like, I guess he used to hang out with comedians a lot.
Oh yeah, he's very much ingratiated with the comedy scene, so that's why he'll show up in like stuff like Tag,
like 30 Rock or
30 Rock, yeah. Or he's very popular amongst like the, I guess
comedians.
Just the comedians in the LA scene, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll do shit like that, but like he's not like what did he do? $1 Million Arm, I think it was, or whatever that Disney movie.
He did that. I mean, sometimes you'll just be watching a movie and be like, John Hamm's in it.
Well, he was in that movie with what was it? Bad Time at the El Royale.
Oh yeah, Batista was in that too, I think.
Yeah, so was Thor.
Everybody was in
Chris
that.
Hemsworth was in it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that yet. I do want.
Maybe if it comes to streaming, maybe we'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not running out to see it, but
no, but I did want to see that one because he was in that too, and everybody was in that.
Yeah, but like he hasn't really like had like a big hit movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's been movies that he's done that people have been like, oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. But he hasn't done anything that's like ham and cheese, you know. Whatever.
Ham and cheese.
People are just like, all right, give me some ham and cheese.
Ham and bubbly.
Ham and bubbly. That's funny because Michael Bublé. So I just thought about this. So he had that sketch.
Yep.
On Saturday Night Live, and then he also had he's also in the commercials for that for the bubbly for the stuff that I'm drinking right now.
Is? Okay.
Yeah, he was in a Super Bowl commercial where he's like in the store looking at bubbly and he's like crossing off the L, the Y, and putting an E.
That's funny
because everybody's like, "Hey, Michael Bublé, your name looks like this. You want to do this?" And he's like, "I guess I'm the John Hamm of names." I'm the Don. This is my Don Draper.
John Hamm of name.
Although I'm surprised, John.
I just remember that sketch where him and John Hamm. It was a ham and bubbly, and it literally was like champagne with ham floating in it.
Well, what was it? Because Michael Bublé would like be singing, but he was singing like he was like forced to do this.
Oh yeah, he was absolutely forced to do it.
Or they had but they also had ham that had like champagne in it, I think, or something.
No, it was.
No, I thought it was the other way around too.
No, it was champagne. It might have been the other way around, but there was ham cubes floating in champagne.
Yep.
Gross.
I don't know. Well, I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, and the other thing that we found out, which with everybody else, is there's going to be that Disney Plus streaming service.
Oh yeah.
Where all the Marvel shit's going to go, but it's also going to have every single episode of The Simpsons, which for $7 a fucking month, I think they might have my money.
I might even feel like I might need to cancel Netflix because of that.
I'll happily cancel Hulu.
Well, you watch Netflix.
I do.
You do.
Yeah, we watch it, but maybe
they keep up with the price on it. I mean, it's granted, it's like $1 a year or something.
I know,
but
maybe the answer is we just have Amazon Prime and.
Well, I mean, really, what else do I mean, I honestly watch Amazon Prime because they have a lot of shitball movies and we can rent movies.
Yes.
I mean, this is for me at least. I watch YouTube pretty much all the time.
I know.
I watch WWE Network.
Uh-huh.
We have a Vudu account, but we don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then, what was it?
I have Hulu.
You have Hulu. We don't really watch Hulu.
I watch it sometimes. I think what happens is like I used to watch it a lot more before they started to move everything onto its own streaming service. So like the CW stuff.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I used to watch Crazy Ex-Girlfriend on Hulu. Well, guess what? It's not up there. Now you have to like go to the CW whatever blah blah to watch it. And then they also had like a bunch of like FX stuff, but that's probably going to be gone now that it's going to the Disney service. So it's kind of like, well, what do I have this for?
Right. Yeah. And the Netflix, like I watch it enough. And actually, I don't know. Like it's hard to say. Cause I mean, there's like,
it depends.
It depends on what I need it for, but I would much rather have, let's put it this way, I would much rather have, I'm thinking about this. I maybe would actually wouldn't mind getting Shudder.
Okay.
Like a horror movie service.
Sure.
Because I much would rather watch horror movies. And things with Amazon Prime, they have a bunch. I don't really watch like a ton of new movies. And we have an HBO Go thing that we will watch from time to time.
Sure.
But it's not like, I don't know. I'm just thinking about, I've been thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because definitely I want the Disney Plus service because if I can watch every episode of The Simpsons at any time.
Oh my God, I'll like never leave the house.
Because that's the thing. It's like we have the DVDs.
Yeah. Not all of the seasons.
But not all the seasons. And there's not all, there's a lot of random episodes.
And every once in a while I'm just like, we'll quote something and be like, man, I want to watch that episode now. Yeah. I would like to just be able to literally watch them like first season all the way through.
Yeah.
In chronological order.
I would just start at season 3, to be honest. That's kind of where I was
okay, fair enough.
Because first 2 seasons, I'm like, because
there are some good ones in there.
There's some good ones, but I also enjoy, like, I guess when Captain Wacky took over,
yeah,
I was That was kind of, I was like, yeah, I like the show more.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Anyways, so let's take our break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk about our book for this week.
This is an imaginary podcast, which may never have happened.
The Short Box Showcase.
But then again may have. About a father and daughter. I'm Professor Allen.
And I'm Emily.
Who came from Ohio and talked about comics.
Identity Crisis.
Lone Wolf and Cub.
Hergé's Tintin.
White Tiger. It tells of their rise to glory, when the great guests were yet to be booked.
I didn't know this was going to be the Jimmy Olsen Hate Podcast.
It's always the Jimmy Olsen Hate Podcast.
And the great feats of editing not yet performed.
Ultraman, this is Ultra 7, this is Ultraman Jack, and this is Ultraman Taro, and this is Ultraman Leo, and this is
Of how they spoke at length. When I read a comic, story comes first and art comes second.
Continuity is really the brainchild of nitpicking nerds the world over.
Those are our people, Emily. And reviewed in brief tales that explore creatively the bounds of a given character's history.
Superman has basically the same relationship with Wonder Woman that he has with Batman.
Of brilliant creators before their fall from grace. This is the era where Miller is at the height of his creative and artistic powers, and the ability of strong writing to encapsulate and transcend its time.
Flash of Two Earths by Gardner Fox.
This is an imaginary podcast. Aren't they all? Shortbox Showcase is part of the Relatively Geeky family of podcasts. Check us out on the web at relativelygeekypodcast.blogspot.com or search in iTunes for Relatively Geeky or Shortbox Showcase. And remember, we're not experts.
We're just family.
All right, we're back here at Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is Nash.
Yeah.
I shouted that really loud. Nash. Number 1 from, I can't even read that. Is that?
Oh, it's Image Comics.
Oh, well, okay.
From...
It's Nash number 1 from August 19. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Nash number 1 from July 1999.
Oh, yes.
So,
This is
Nash. If you can't already tell by the title, I'm giving this episode.
Well, not everybody is a wrestling fan.
Not everybody's a wrestling fan, but most people that do listen to the show know about wrestling because I talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Or just know when we speak about it.
Was it like me, where I just learned through osmosis?
You learn, yeah. I feel like anybody that's dedicated listener,
so much wrestling knowledge.
Anybody that's a dedicated listener of the show has some sort of osmosis that they've acquired wrestling knowledge through.
Yeah, it's really kind of weird.
So they are they are very low level wrestling experts because of the discussions we have.
This is all your fault.
It's all my fault. But Kevin Nash is the subject of this book. It's called Nash because Kevin Nash, the wrestler.
Yes, starring a fictionalized character named Nash.
Yes.
Who looks like Kevin Nash.
Story
by Kevin Nash.
Oh, yeah, he wrote
and
this.
And somebody else. Oh, he didn't write this. The guy's name who's underneath it wrote it.
Marat Michaels.
Yeah.
Definitely. Kevin Nash basically went,
hey, I want to do this thing, and he went, cool, and then he wrote the whole thing.
He wrote the whole thing. Because now when this magazine, Nash Magazine, when this comic book came out, so this is 1999, Kevin Nash was, now I don't know exactly when this was printed, but Kevin Nash was definitely very much a big part of WCW at the time. Kevin Nash, of course, is a pro wrestler.
Yes.
If you haven't noticed, I'll just give brief.
He has been Kevin Nash. He's been Diesel.
So he started out as Master Blaster Steel.
Oh no.
Or maybe I'm probably getting it wrong. Maybe it was a Steel or it was somebody a different name. But he was a Master Blaster. Okay. He had a mohawk, and then he became Oz, the pro wrestling version of the Wizard of Oz.
Wait, which character?
I guess he was the wizard.
Oh,
because he would come. Because you've seen this.
Maybe.
He would come out wearing the big green cape, and he had the wizard mask.
Oh,
he had like a mask, and you take it off, and he would just be Kevin Nash underneath, but he had like gray hair.
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, but it was like kind of like the TV movie. This young person's old now, kind of gray hair, where they would just put some powder in his hair.
Oh yeah.
Like it wasn't done very well. But Kevin Nash, he was Nash. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, he was Oz, and then he became Vinnie Vegas, the wrestling loan shark, and he teamed up with our former guest Raven when he was known as Scotty Flamingo. Okay. Raven's had a few names too.
They all have.
Oh, Ray, yeah. I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah, they all have. But so he was Vinnie Vegas, and then he went to WWF and he became Diesel. He was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard initially, and then he started wrestling, and then he just got himself really over to the point where he became WWF champion. He was champion for a year. He pretty much sunk the business in 1995 for WWF.
Yeah, good job.
I mean, pro wrestling was not in a good spot in 1995 for both ends. But Kevin Nash definitely, as Diesel, at least how they portrayed him on TV, you know, and it being a very pandering character, didn't really go over as well.
Right.
And I think that kind of, you know,
that didn't help.
It didn't help.
Yeah.
Even though Kevin Nash, the real person, is very, very smart and witty and funny. And, you know, whatever, you know, he's not the best wrestler, but he's got a lot of personality. So he went from being Diesel, then he went to WCW, made a lot of money, started the NWO with Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, and he was just plain old Kevin Nash pretty much now for the entirety of his wrestling career. Right. And he's gone to TNA and he's done everything, and now he's done the movies.
Yeah, now he acts.
You know,
he'll show up like, what was he in John Wick? Like, he was like a door guy in John Wick, wasn't he? I don't remember if it was the first or the second one.
Was he in John Wick? I think he was.
I'm almost positive he was. He was like a door guy standing outside being like, you know, talking to somebody, and I don't know if he got killed or he opened a door for somebody.
I mean, probably. He didn't either. What if he just did? What if somehow he appeared in John Wick and he lived and he didn't open a door even though he was a doorman?
Yeah, but he was like standing by a door.
Because I can see Kevin Nash.
He's a huge dude.
Right. I can see Kevin Nash being like in the script being like, Kevin Nash, you're a doorman. He's like, okay, so you got to open a door. He's like, nah, man.
Doors.
Nah, you know what? I hurt my leg.
He was also in Magic Mike.
He's in both Magic Mikes. As a immobile dancer.
Yeah, he can't really dance. His tits in the background.
He can't really dance, but he moves enough because he's a big guy. He's in he's in pretty good shape.
That's the thing. He's a huge. It doesn't really matter that he can't dance. He's a huge fucking dude.
Yeah. With
long hair and pretty decent shape, who's just going to take a shirt off and wear leather pants.
Yeah.
And that's really kind of all you need.
That's pretty much all he did in wrestling too.
I mean, if you need a dude in the background to be like, get the ladies going, that's all you need.
Well, that was the thing, because there was that scene where I think it's a scene. I think it's in the first one where like it's a scene where like Channing Tatum and Matthew McConaughey are talking, and you see in the background, you see Kevin Nash like dancing or trying to like practicing dancing, and he just looks completely lost.
Yeah.
But he's going for it, because he's like, whatever, I'm gonna fuck. I'm getting paid lots of money.
I'm in the movie
to be fucking Kevin Nash.
I don't have nobody's gonna throw me off a top rope right now, so this is good.
Well, Kevin Nash didn't go off top ropes.
No, he's too fucking big.
Kevin Nash was also the Russian in Punisher from 2003.
Oh, okay.
And Kevin Nash also played Super Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
But he was under like a lot of.
Well, he was obviously It wasn't.
They just needed a big dude.
It wasn't like it wasn't like when Shredder got ooze and he just took off his helmet. It's like, hey, I'm Kevin Nash.
I'm Kevin Nash now, guys. No,
Kevin
they
Nash,
just needed a big fucking dude. So Kevin Nash is it.
So Kevin Nash,
he's like 6'8" or something insane.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's 7 foot, but I mean,
he's a big guy.
He's a big guy. So obviously, this comic represents all things Nash physically.
Oh, it's so bad.
But basically, I think somebody was like,
"Hey, remember Terminator 2 Judgment Day?"
Okay, so this is where this book starts.
Which really didn't. It came out like 1992, right?
Yeah, and this is 8 years later.
And this is almost a decade later, but they're like, "Hey, let's start this with that same like scrolly font thing."
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you like movie scrolls? Here's one on a black page, just like they have in Terminator, but we're going to use the darkest green computer font.
But they do that in the movies.
They don't, but they use better font. You can barely read this.
No, the green is not the right green. This is the wrong green.
Green.
It needs to be brighter, because in the movies it'll be like, and it's always like green text on a black background, like square looking letters, and you can read it. But this is an entire page just full of this text, which it is very difficult to read.
Right.
You have to hold it up to your face.
So basically, the premise of this book is that 2000 came because this is 1999, so we were like, Y2K? Oh no, you know. So oh no. So year 2000 came.
We all got fucked,
and we were all like, yeah, there was no Armageddon, but like proper Armageddon, but basically
pseudo Armageddon.
There was a pseudo Armageddon because something called the Citadel, a secret cabal led by a man named Cyrus Storm, which I think is funny because it feels I don't know if it's a rib or not, but it's a combination of Cyrus, who was Don Callis, who I did that podcast with, as well as Lance Storm.
Oh,
so I wonder. I don't think it is, but it's just funny that it is. But yeah, so he's some guy.
Yeah, so basically they were just like, hey, shit's going south. There's too many people and food is scarce. I know all these rich people are going to live in this bubble where don't worry about it. They got food. But we're going to leave all the poor people outside. Also release and I don't know how this works, selective virus to start killing off poor people who have to live in this shit town.
In the wastelands.
In the wastelands where there's no food. So then there's food transports that bring all the rich people's food to the bubble cities.
Right.
It's basically like the Hunger Games, kind of.
Basically like the Hunger Games, also pretty much the premise of Land of the Dead without the zombies.
It's pretty much any post-apocalyptic thing where the rich people have everything and the poor people have nothing.
Right.
Also now. So
But so basically
except there's no phones. So people keep knocking over these food transports, obviously. And they keep dying, but don't worry.
What to say? What you're going to say about the legend here?
Well, I was just going to say, don't worry about it, because there's this guy named Nash. And he's a legend, apparently.
Well, let me just say,
and he's blonde, and I don't remember Kevin. Oh, I do remember Kevin Nash being a blonde at one point.
He's changed his hair a bunch.
He was a bleached blonde.
He's done bleached. He's definitely lightened his hair. He's also had periods where he just would go jet black. He's
a brunette.
And then naturally he's just a brown haired guy.
Yeah, he just has brown hair.
Yeah. So now, but if real quick on the cover, basically it's this Kevin Nash looking ripped and tall as fuck, holding a gigantic gun,
very long thighs.
Oh yeah.
But that actually makes sense in this book though, because Kevin Nash has very long legs.
Right, and he's just standing in front of a bunch of dystopia, and basically,
and he's holding a giant gun.
Mm-hmm. So we got one of these. So this is the food transport, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So they're driving.
I will say, just real quick.
Okay.
There are parts of this book where I have no fucking clue what happened.
I mean, there's really not much going on.
It's just dudes punching each other.
Well,
so anyway,
basically,
we'll get there.
Yeah. So basically, this guy,
or why they're punching each other, or why they're saying what they're saying. I'm just okay.
So so basically, there's this transport coming through, and they go onto this base, and there's an old, one of these goons that gets out. He's like, "Hey, I guess they need the fuel or something." Yeah,
something happened where they have to stop the transport for some reason, and the guy gets out and he's like, "Hey, it's an old lady," and he's like, "Fuck you, you old bitch!"
Right?
And he actually says, "You old bitch," he blows this old woman away.
Well, it's funny because it's not funny, but she gets out and she's like, "Food, please." He's like, "That does it, bitch!" And he just shoots her, and of course you see viscera and stuff because it's the Image comic.
Yeah,
and then you get this really weirdly shaded kid.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out some of these people are drawn very strangely, and I was trying to figure out if it's because of the virus or because they're just drawn weird.
No, I just think it's just the way that this is early 2000s shading,
because this kid's face is
and this is also Image comic.
He's got a balloon head.
Yes. What's a Macy's balloon? He's a Macy's.
He's just got, and he's like, "We just wanted food," and it really just reminds me of that part, The Emperor's New Groove, where that peasant comes to talk to Cusco, or talk to Yzma, and she's like, "Well, it's not my fault that you don't have, what was it called again?" And he goes, "Food."
Oh,
that's a great movie.
So also just real quick, so this takes place in 2023.
Ooh, soon.
So we are 4 years away from the Nashing.
Oh, well, that sounds about right.
So
It's like a Mad Max world.
I am going
It's
to
Mad Max times.
if I can preserve this comic somehow, so in 2023, if this comes true, or which I don't know, whatever.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, maybe
We're all-
I don't know.
We're very close to Mad Max times.
This definitely does sound like a thing that
It's going to happen.
that people are that the Republicans
Well, all the
thinking
rich
of-
people are going to live in a nice city.
or Democrats. I'm saying whatever. All the rich people.
Rich people,
Let's just
not
say,
us.
let's just say all the rich people.
Not us.
Yeah.
Going to live in some nice cities, and the rest of us are going to starve as climate change fucks us all over.
Hopefully Kevin Nash will still be around to save us.
Save us, Kevin Nash.
Because Kevin Nash will probably be in his late mid. What was he? He's 50 something now.
You know, okay, so
he'll definitely be in his 60s by then.
So once we're living in a wasteland, I'm going to just make sure to remember this comic, and I'm just going to run around going, "Save me, Kevin Nash." And it's going to be a great joke, and no one's going to get it.
Right, yeah.
But I'm going to laugh, and you know what? That's all that's going to matter.
Look, I'm holding Kevin Nash fully responsible in 2023
For saving all of us?
for saving all of
I
us.
mean,
I will
without-
have to go and find him. We'll have to go find him in Florida.
Well, he's rich.
Oh, that's right. Shit.
He's not helping us.
Yeah, he's not going to be on the highway.
No, he's definitely not going to be on the highway. And I mean, it's going to be really funny when I'm running around waving my arms going, "Save me, Kevin Nash." Save me, Kevin Nash.
I'm
And
just
no
trying
one
to
else is laughing. And everyone's like, "What?
I'm
What?"
just- I'm
and
just-
I'm like, "Trust me, this is a very funny joke."
I'm just visualizing you running around with your arms going, "Save me, Kevin Nash."
Oh, yeah. When I start waving my arms, it's hilarious. I don't know if you've ever seen me pretend to like.
I've never seen you physically flail. Oh, there we
like
go.
that. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Because I'm not built for flail. So.
Built for flail.
I'm really not. I'm not.
Not built. Too big
There's
to
just
flail.
too big to flail. It's just, it doesn't look right. It doesn't make any sense. You're like, did that woman get electrocuted?
Too
Why-
Big to Flail, the Jen Stansfield story, is my favorite TV movie that has yet to be produced. Because it's just you running around being
Because I really just, you know what I look like? I look like one of those fat balloons. Like, I look like one of those balloons you find outside of a car dealership. No, like outside of a car dealership.
Oh, yeah, you're that
with,
fat loser. Just,
with
you
the
know,
arms, but just imagine that if it was fat.
Oh,
That's what I look like.
okay.
Like, put like 5 Bailey balloons together and have them flail. And that's what I look like.
If all Bailey's balloons
We're one.
were one, it would be you. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And they would have multiple arms going, ah!
In fairness, they probably would have worked during WrestleMania if it was just one.
Right? Could you say, yeah, just have one big one.
One.
Because some of ours didn't move up.
And we're going to name it Jen. And it's going to go flail, flail, flail.
I named this one Jen. Jen the Balloon.
Save me, Kevin Nash.
And for some reason, it just says "Save me, Kevin Nash." And Kevin Nash is just sitting in the audience, like, "What? What are we doing?"
Kevin Nash doesn't even remember this comic book.
I was actually, I thought, you know what? He probably, that's a good question. I had a connection, better connection to
Well,
Kevin Nash.
if he ever is doing a signing, you can bring this
Oh,
and be like, "Will
you know it.
sign this copy of
You
Nash?"
know, I don't normally want to meet people, and I've met Kevin Nash like once or twice.
Uh-huh.
Definitely at least once.
Uh-huh.
I actually didn't meet him when this comic was out, but I didn't have this comic at the time.
Right.
I met him in 2003. Anyway, so Kevin Nash shows up.
Yeah,
So-
because they're going to kill this kid because this kid was like, "Why'd you kill my grandma? Also, I have a humongous weird melon head." And Kevin Nash is like, "Hey, don't do it, transport guy." And they're like, "Oh, hey, Nash, I'm assuming you used to be a driver on these transports, but now you're like going rogue or whatevs."
So what he does is he basically...
He like stabs this guy.
No, he doesn't stab him. What he does is he takes the guy pulls his gun. Or oh no, he does right. He pulls a laser knife
And he
sticks it in the guy's back.
Yeah, so Kevin Nash like fights this guy and he stabs the guy in the side or back or whatever. And then he also has this like glowing Mento.
Yes.
It's
yes.
like a breath mint, and he like shoves it in the guy's mouth, and this dude explodes.
Right.
Which is actually kind of great.
Well,
That's pretty great.
It's a late 2000s. It's a mid.
It's a great death.
Late 90s, early 2000s Image Comics. So it is.
It's sploocious.
It is splution.
Yeah, this guy explodes.
And so.
And Kevin Nash is like, "Hey, young kid," or whatever, and then all these people come from some city.
Well, they come from this transport, whatever.
Well, no, they come from the city.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like their city, and they grab the food from the transport, and they're gonna like ration it. And he's like, "Well,
he brings about
Because Kevin Nash tells like the leader, he's like, hey, ration that. He's like, we're not animals like the rich people think we are. And he's like, I know, I'm just saying. Just saying.
I don't know why we just give him to just be like food. Why do we have to like make him? Why do we have to throw that in there?
It's dumb. And so he's like, don't worry, we're still men out here. We're not animals like
Make
the
sure
rich
you share
people
this
think we
Arby's
are."
equally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get this real, again, another balloon-headed person. And there's also like this weird religious angle.
Yeah, I didn't get that because it didn't say anything about
that.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're
in
saying
that weird scroll.
it didn't come across to me that there.
Yeah,
I just figured it was
me
just a bunch of people that were like, yeah,
I just thought
fuck poor people, whatever.
Fuck poor people, we live in the city. That's what I thought it was. But apparently there's also this like weird like Handmaid's Tale religious sect
Yeah.
that's running the place. And like this guy comes in, his name is Task or Trax, to talk to this minister, and this minister's getting like, I don't know, a handy from some kid and calling it like a ritual.
Yeah, he's definitely getting doing there's some sort of act going on.
Yeah, he's like, oh, keep those oils warm or something. He's like, you're not supposed to come in here during the ritual.
Right.
And then he like puts this thing on. He's like, oh, one of our transports got stolen. I think it's Nash. And then they radio to this chick.
I was gonna say, did you enjoy this chick's dress?
Oh no, that dress is awesome. It's got got one huge sleeve.
So basically,
it's like got a pointy thing on it.
I don't think it's a sleeve. I just think she's wearing a strapless dress, but one of the sides is going like
I think
way up.
I think because there's one where she's leaning down.
Oh, okay.
I think that it is but it
no, you can see it's half a sleeve.
Yeah, it's half a sleeve, so it's like it goes up, but then it's just like this really structured, like pointy metal part that's like way up above her head.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of great.
Yeah, that's a very drag outfit.
I'd wear it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
you wear that while you're flailing.
Save me! Look at my outfit. I couldn't wear that because I have to wear a bra with it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, so she is the daughter of this Cyrus Storm guy, and basically this.
He's like, I know your father's gonna fuck me over. I really don't even know what they talk about here. I don't think it matters.
Well, basically it's just a bunch of like, like, well, I don't have to be nice to you. I'm supposed to be nice to your father, and she's, and this daughter's like, fuck you, whatever,
weirdo.
But she's also like, I guess so. Kevin Nash whatever. Let's call him Kevin Nash.
Yeah, it's Kevin Nash.
So Kevin Nash was a part of this citadel at some point, and then he went rogue.
Yeah,
because he said fuck it.
Oh, but we're missing. So yeah, so
that's right.
So yeah, they have this conversation via Skype, and then they hang up, and then we cut to nope, you missed the one.
It's the same page. Oh, we're here.
No, at the very bottom. There's Kevin Nash's face, and he looks like he's in a lot of pain, maybe taking a massive shit.
He could have been taking a shit. Yeah.
And it's just, guess what? Kevin Nash fucking.
He's fucking.
It's absolutely upsetting.
I wonder if when whoever was drawing this was like,
Kevin Nash is like, just make sure I fuck.
Well, but yeah, but he was they're also like, yeah,
they call me big sexy.
I wonder. I really want to. I wonder if the guys were like, what does it look like when you come?
Ew. I don't even think he comes because there's an explosion. So there's,
or was this like we're taking a shit? We just need reference.
Yeah. What does your O face look like?
Could you make sure my O face looks good? It's like,
It doesn't. It looks like you're shitting. It does not look good. It looks like you were taking a massive shit. And then we cut to him fucking this girl. And she's like, oh my God, the earth is moving. And it's because somebody just got blown up.
Yeah, there's a bomb and like the...
And then this is where I lose the thread of what is actually going on.
Basically, like these... So, after feeding these people, Kevin Nash fucks. And then this, whatever, whoever is the Cyrus Storm or the minister.
The
minister who's also like somehow in charge of the military.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sends all these... sends these weird helicopters
out to like bomb this city,
and Kevin Nash goes out and he's throwing what he does is he throws like some sort of disc onto like one of these helicopters
so he can use a rope.
Yeah, so he can like swing on it. This is the part where he swings into the cockpit. And
he like breaks the window and he like tells the pilot, he's like, are you a girl? The guy's like, what? He's like, you scream like one, because remember, the worst thing a man can be is a woman. And he gets hucked out of the fucking plane, and then I can't tell if he goes after him again because he's like, oh, wait, I'm not done with you, or if it's another guy.
And for some reason, he just keeps torturing
There's
this
just
pilot.
so many people, and there's so much happening that I honestly have no fucking clue what's
He
happening.
throws the pilot out of the plane, and then
goes
that
after
plane
him
explodes, and he falls down. He follows this guy down through the sky, and he
grabs him again.
grabs him. So when the other pilots find him and shoot at him, he uses the pilot as a shield,
Right.
and then he jumps onto this other cockpit, and
But he knows the guy.
This is Trax.
This is Trax. This is the guy who interrupted the minister's getting a weird handy.
yeah.
And he's like, hey, Trax, it's me, your buddy Nash. Let's have some conversations here, and then let's land in a big fucking
This just
hole.
looks like a big mess of
But that's what
silvery
I mean.
mess.
Everything is a mess here, and they land in like a hole.
Trax pulls out a gun.
Which I don't know why
And
Nash seems surprised by that. And then somebody's flying.
Yeah, he gets blown away. He gets blown out of this hole, or whatever. And
Which
then
one, Nash or
I think Nash or
Trax?
Trax shoots him with something. He shoots him out
Is
of
it
this.
just like an air gun?
Sure.
He just air guns this guy.
He goes wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, he's just basically power washing Kevin Nash out of this hole. He's just.
Well, that's how Kevin Nash gets his hair clean.
And he goes wee.
Because he got so much hair, he has to power wash his hair. He's like, I'm gonna wash your hair.
Yeah, and we missed the part where Kevin Nash goes wee and like flies through the air, and then all of a sudden the minister shows up, but Kevin Nash is still laying somewhere, I guess.
Yeah, he's there, and then
Or is it the minister? Or is it just some dude? It's like an Iron Man.
No, this is like these are a bunch of like the minister's Iron Man motherfuckers because they come out and they're like, hey. We need to bring Kevin Nash because he is
because
he suck, and they're also like, according to the minister, he's a fornicator too. Because remember, Kevin Nash fucks.
Right. Remember, there's this weird religious element here too, which doesn't make any sense. So Kevin Nash throws some more of those blowy uppy thingies at these guys.
But they kind of like
they don't have as much like awesome explodey power as that other one did, and then
this
other guy goes, oh. Some guy gets a hold of Kevin Nash.
What happens is, so he throws his Mentos at one of these guys, and they kind of just fizzle.
Yeah.
And then
this guy comes and grabs
Kevin Nash does his signature big boot.
Well, that's what it says. He's like, oh, I'm glad I'm not you. And he's like, me too, because then I wouldn't get to do this. And he like big boots this guy in the face. So then somehow
these two guys like grab him, and somehow he breaks these two other guys' arms.
Sure.
But then he gets punched does he get punched in the face here?
I didn't know if that was him or not. Somebody gets, I think it's him. He gets punched in the face. Then he's on the ground, and then he gets like a spike. It looks like a railroad spike, and he like stabs it through this guy's nose, which is actually pretty cool, and like nails him to a wall. Where this wall came from, I don't know.
Well,
they're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
They're just walls. Actually, this is very uncomfortable, and I don't like looking at it.
No, it's upsetting.
Because he stabbed this guy through the nose, through the nostril, and pinned him to a wall while this guy's head is completely like
almost in like a 90-degree angle.
At a 90-degree angle, and the guy's like, Kevin
Nash,
Nash,
help take it out. I'm like, I think his arms are broken, so he can't do it himself.
Well, Kevin Nash is like,
I don't have the strength.
Well, Kevin Nash, he's like, take it out, and Kevin Nash is like, literally, I haven't got the strength. The truth is, you guys almost got me.
And then Kevin Nash gets shot like 5 times.
And he doesn't sell it. He barely sells it.
No, and then it's just like some faceless guy shows up.
Yeah. I mean, this guy is just a block of poop.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, to be continued. And then we have like ads for buying this.
Well, here's the thing. This is an image book, so like there's like 2 pages of story and the rest of it's ads.
Yeah.
So like you have the Kevin Nash experience of
apparently
comics.
You can get like the live action like picture version of these covers, and there's also like a photo split edition where half of it is the drawing of Nash and the other half is Kevin Nash's face.
Right, and you can also get some of these other comics,
but you have to look at the back.
Yeah, well, sometimes you get these other comics too, because I just look at some of these books and I'm wondering if
there's some. I think if you the other way.
There's this one, the Demon Slayer, that they're offering. That one looks just as good as Nash.
Oh yeah.
And then there's also I don't know, something here called
I don't know what that is.
Hawkshaws.
Sure, whatever.
Oh, black and white for previous issue.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that? We did that.
That was bad.
I like how it's black and white, but you can barely tell what's black and what's white in this picture.
No, nothing.
And then there's this one. It's Tin Can Man. I had to really look at this to see what the hell it said.
Oh, is that what that says?
Yes, it's Tin Can Man. I thought it was like Touch Man.
I couldn't even tell that. All I saw was man. I couldn't even tell that was supposed to be letters.
Nope. Tin Can Man.
And then of course Spawn. Our buddy Spawn.
And then we have
Exposure with hot babes and really long thighs again.
The very first vampires were cursed from their dirty job, and all the hell broke loose. Now they're back and about to be exposed. So apparently these two chicks are vampire exposers.
Sure.
Okay, and then you have
Alley Cat.
Yeah, this is I think it's a model.
Uh-huh.
She's standing next to what looks to be some sort of
is a lava man.
Lava man.
Yeah.
Lava leopard man.
Yeah.
And then so Nash number 2 coming out soon, hitting you twice as hard. So I like this because it's so we don't see the actual cover, but then it says shipping with a variant photo cover.
And it's just Kevin Nash's like headshot.
And it's just Kevin Nash's wrestling headshot, but then it says not the actual photo.
Not the actual cover. That's exactly what it says. And then here's my favorite is on the back. If you really wanted, they have a platinum edition or a gold edition of this. The platinum edition, there's only 1,000 of these printed, and they are $100 fucking dollars. If you wanted the platinum edition of this book.
Does anybody own the platinum edition or even the gold edition? Because there was 2,500 printed.
No,
of the gold edition. That was $70.
Who would have that?
I don't know.
No one would have.
Kevin Nash might.
You can't even buy it in stores.
Scott Hall might. No. I bet he gave.
He has a fucking
the platinum
box
edition to every member of the clique.
No, you know what happened? There's a fucking. He probably did, and then all the rest of them are in his storage unit.
Yeah, they're not just wasting away.
Yeah.
Somebody should do a Storage Wars on Kevin Nash's storage unit, and it's just nothing but this comic. And because somebody's like, I'll buy that for $10,000, and they open it up, it's just Kevin Nash, just platinum issues of Nash, and the guy just,
oh man,
and then whoever buys it just shoots himself, and then that's the end of the episode. That's the end of TV.
That's the end of Storage Wars.
It's the last episode of Storage Wars.
Yeah, I'm surprised that thing's still on. I don't know how that's still on.
Actually, one of my favorite things here is so you have an ad for just general Nash paraphernalia.
Oh yeah, shirt.
Which for some reason they have this picture. So I think this is what's basically WCW being like, hey, we get to add this in here because this is our merch,
right? And
they have this picture of Kevin Nash. It's like he's superimposed over this purple background.
It's also the picture that's supposed to be on the cover of the next issue.
No, it's a little bit different because he's like tilting a little bit. No, it's different.
It's the exact same
different.
Picture. It is the exact same picture. They probably just straightened it.
No,
it's the exact same picture, and they probably were like, quick, just put purple.
No, his hair's a little bit different here.
It's the same picture. They just put purple over it. 100% that's the same picture.
Kevin Nash probably has zero answers for anything in this book. I bet he's never even read it.
You know what's gonna happen? One day you're gonna find out Kevin Nash is gonna be at a fucking signing somewhere at a convention.
One day I'm gonna have an opportunity to meet Kevin Nash in person.
Sean is gonna roll up, and you're gonna take one of those beach chairs that you can wear as a backpack, and you're just gonna set it down in front of his table and just slap this down and be like, I have questions.
Why am I going to sit in a beach chair? I'm going to be so far away.
No. You're going to wait in line, and then when you get up there, you're going to put your beach chair down.
But I'm going to be sitting so far away.
You're going to be at the table. No. It's one of those, like...
Oh, it's not the reclining one.
No, it's just a regular one you wear on your back. And you're going to set it down, and you're going to sit there, and you're going to slap that on the table, and you're going to be like, I have questions.
I like how I'm trying to, figure out the chair I'm going to take to the Kevin Nash convention. I think that's
hypothetical situation.
Like, that's troubling me more than actually wasting Kevin Nash's time with this ridiculous comic and somehow ruining everybody else's day at this convention.
True. And also, there's going to be a lot of pointing.
A lot of me going through page by page and Kevin Nash Kevin Nash will probably stand up and terrify me, and I'll have to run away.
Yeah.
But my chair will still be there, and I'll have to go back and get my chair. But they won't let me go back and get my chair because I'll be like, my chair, I need my chair.
They'll be like, sir, get out.
And they'll kick me out, but then I won't get my chair back.
And you'll be complaining about it, and somebody will go, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Sorry, sir, this Kevin Nash signing is at a Wendy's.
Because here's the thing, like,
Even though Kevin Nash is insanely
I
rich
could-
from years of wrestling, he
I
needs
could-
to sign stuff, comics at a Wendy's.
I could literally see you slapping this on the table and be like, I have question, and you point very purposely.
A lot of pointing, yes.
See, Sean has there's a lot of pointing. If you don't know Sean, when he gets
I'm a
worked
flailer.
up, you are a flailer. When Sean gets worked up, there's a lot of very, very strong pointing motions, and the finger comes out, point. So I'm seeing it's kind of like a Lewis Black thing where the hand starts going, and you're like, here we go.
Oh man, Sean Merrick as Lewis Black in Kevin Nash convention. I like it.
Subtitled, sir, this is a Wendy's.
Subtitled, this is a Wendy's. But so, this is the thing. So you can order this Kevin Nash gear, and you get
Sure.
Kevin Nash's VHS tape. You get these
Big
weird,
sexy shirt,
these weird
hairpins.
pinheads. You get a shirt. You get a pennant. But my favorite thing here is please allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery.
Oh my!
That's like 2 months to wait for a pennant.
Back,
Yeah, I wonder how many people actually.
back in the day, shipping was slow.
Ugh, man, we live in better times now, don't we?
No, but but shipping is
We're almost
faster.
at those Nash times. I'll tell you that.
Shipping is faster now.
Hey, that was the one great
Hey,
thing
all
that happened.
right, thumbs up.
So, so there was one more issue of this comic after that. After this,
Uh-huh.
would you want to read the next issue?
I mean, I guess I didn't really understand what happened in this one.
I will read it if I can find it, but I'm not going to
Sure.
actively look for it.
Yeah, no.
This was because this is the thing. I'm going to say this: wrestling comic books outside of like the new, just the random WWE ones that they have out now that you
Uh-huh.
can get on the newsstands,
Yeah.
like the WCW comics or anything like that just came out in the height of the Attitude Era
Uh-huh.
or any time before now is impossible to find.
Yeah.
Like I can never. We've done WCW. Did we do WCW on the show? Yes, we did.
Yes, we did, because we found one.
We found one. I can never find them.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go out and order them because I can order them if I want. They're hard to find. And so finding this, like I've known about this.
I did not know about this, and then you showed it to me, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh, I knew about this.
Yeah. So it was kind of exciting to know that this existed.
It does, and we talked about it. So hopefully you folks enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week's show. Thank you for listening. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram. I'm at Angry Hero Sean.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever, and email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
And of course, you can rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever it is you get the show. Please tell your friends to check us out. We would really appreciate that. So thanks again for listening, folks, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Bye.